Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin has not only broken above a bullish pennant formation that was facing for strong resistance, but it's also broken above a daily RSI resistance zone that it faced for over 2 months. Previously, when we've broken above similar levels like this, we've moved up dozens of percent on Bitcoin in parabolic rallies. The question is, will we do that again, or is this move a trap? What does the data actually suggest? Has Bitcoin actually confirmed a bullish uptrend once more, or is it too early to tell? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Guys, before we get into today's content, check out the VIP group on Telegram. This is an altcoin trading group and also a group chat. So not only do you get trading plans and trading signals with direct entry, targets, take profit, stop loss, whatever it may be you need to trade the coin, you also get a VIP group chat access with 120 members to discuss the market 24/7. You have the PDF for the historical trading results, 78.52% win rate. Check it all out. It's down below in the description. Let's get into the content today. So Bitcoin has made some good progress, but ultimately it hasn't been enough quite yet. That's kind of the premise of this video today, and I'm going to keep it short because I don't need to really speak about it too much. The reality is we have made some good progress though. We've broken above a triangle formation. If we go to the hourly chart, we can see this is a bullish pennant formation here. In fact, it was drawn like this, and you can see that we had a fake out above that bullish pennant formation. And you can even draw it differently like this if you wanted to. Overall, regardless of how you draw it, it was valid. Regardless of how you draw it, the reason we broke out above that level and the thing that allowed us to break out above that level was really the daily chart RSI breakout, which we'll discuss in a second. But we broke the bullish pennant formation. Being that it was a bullish pennant, that was the likely scenario. We discussed that quite extensively. We weren't doubting that. We also had an inverted head and shoulders pattern or something resembling an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which again, we didn't doubt. We pointed that out previously. The only thing we doubted, really, was the structure. And I continue to doubt the structure because I don't think it's actually changed, right? But we'll get into that in a second. The point is, we broke from that formation. That's a good sign. We've broke from an Ichimoku cloud baseline, which is a good sign as well, because that was rejecting us on quite a few occasions there, along with the triangle. That's also something that's been very important for support on Bitcoin. You'll notice that on the way upwards, starting back here in October, going through to a wick here in 22nd of November, going through to December. This was a very major support zone, and when we finally lost it, we went into a downwards trend. Breaking above it again is a very good sign. Usually when something is a very strong support, it's a very strong resistance, and breaking above it's a good sign. It means you're going to move upwards, which is great to see. We also broke above, didn't really break above, but we did hold, I should say, the Gaussian channel center line. What you'll notice here is we went downwards. We bounced off the center line, we lost it. We went into a sharp drop, right? We tested support, we got back above the center line, held it for support on multiple occasions, now we're wicking upwards. So there are some good signs here for Bitcoin, that's for sure. But the main good sign, the main bullish trigger that we've seen is the daily chart RSI breakout. You'll see this yellow line here. In fact, I'll make it pink so you can see it very clearly. A breakout from that resistance line has been great for Bitcoin. It's led to the biggest daily candle we've seen in about a week, which is good to see. And it will probably continue to more bullish price action, right? When we see these daily RSI breakouts, they're not things to be joked around with. These are major breakouts. You know, we've seen them in the past multiple occasions. If we go back to 2021, we actually had a very strong, a few of them. We looked into all of them last video, right? This is not something we've been ignoring or blindsided to. We see daily chart RSI breakouts lead to bullish price action literally all the time, right? I'm drawing a few occasions right now, as you can see. Another one right here. The fact of the matter is I could go through and draw many more. The fact is they're very bullish. And so we can't really deny the strength, I guess, not really strength, that's the wrong word, but we can't really deny the trigger that Bitcoin has had here in the last few days, and we can't deny that it could lead to further upside price action, that's for sure, and that's something that we never have denied. But with that said, we also can't deny what the structure is. And this is the reality that I've been showing you for the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to stand by until it's actually broken, because that's what I do. I don't flip-flop on my positions. The reality is for Bitcoin, we've seen these bullish triggers. We saw that bullish RSI breakout that was forming since December 5th. That's 2 months of resistance that's broke to the upside. That's very big stuff there. That's very good stuff there. We saw that inverted head and shoulders pattern play out. We saw that bullish pennant form play out. We've now got resistance at 44.8K. We could even move further to the upside. But the reality is the Bitcoin daily chart is still not looking bullish in the traditional sense of the word, because you need to be seeing an uptrend for I guess you could say you need to be seeing an uptrend for the trend to be upwards. All right, that's the reality. So right now, what we have is we had an uptrend here from September. We had higher highs, higher lows throughout the entire uptrend. It lasted all the way to the top here in January. We had the recent low there in December 10th. We broke that low to the downside. We formed a lower low, meaning that was the start of a downtrend. And now, right, what we have really could be a higher low, a lower high, I should say. So right now, we're actually in a downwards trend, believe it or not. And this could be a lower high. And so that means the daily chart is not really bullish in the traditional sense of the word. Yeah, we could be short-term bullish due to the recent breakouts we've had. But right now, we're actually not in a bullish trend on the daily chart. We're also not in a bullish trend on the weekly chart yet. If we close the candle here, we will be. But right now, we have 3 days and 22 hours until the weekly candle close. And what we can see is that we have this horizontal level at 43.8k. Let's remove this level down here. We'll just look at 43.8k for now. This horizontal level at 43.8k, which we've rejected from on a weekly candle close twice. So we had one rejection there, one rejection there. We rejected from on a wick 2 separate times as well. So we've had 4 total rejections, 2 on closes, 2 on wicks from that 43.8k level. And what you'll notice is that on pretty much all of the rejections except for one of them, we saw, very large wicks to the upside above that level. So right now, right, yes, we're above the resistance zone, but we saw Bitcoin be above that resistance zone on 4 separate occasions, and every single time it failed to break out. So there's no real telling whether this time is different or not at the moment. All we can really do is say this. The weekly chart is not bullish yet because we haven't had bullish confirmation. We need to close above 43.8k for there to be confirmation. If the weekly candle closes above 43.8k, awesome. The weekly chart is bullish again because we would have broken back into an upwards trend based on weekly candle closes. The daily chart is not really bullish yet because we are still, again, not in an upwards trend. We have seen bullish triggers, but bullish triggers do not define a bullish trend, right? So daily chart's not bullish yet. Weekly chart is not bullish yet. Yes, we've seen bullish signs. That's great. But nothing has actually flipped bullish. Moving up is not the same as being bullish, and this is the problem we get into. Now, we can sit here and discuss narratives for Bitcoin all day. We can sit here and discuss how there's not really any bearish narratives right now. Everyone is pretty much macro bullish. Everyone's pretty much expecting a bull run just come this year, and we have discussed that before, and that very well could lead to a break of 49k. But as analysts, we need to look at what's actually happened. We can't speculate based on kind of blind measurement, really. That's all it is, right? Because there's no data. There's no data telling me that, no one's bearish right now because there's no bearish narrative. That's not data. That's an opinion. That's words. That's a sentence. The data is the trends, the structures, what's actually happened. What has happened? We've had some bullish triggers. We've moved to the upside because of those bullish triggers. Overall, the bullish trends are still not there. That's the reality. And so if the bullish trends are still not there, the bearish targets are still active, okay? So now the target's 35k, that's our first target. It's still active until the bullish trends are established. And, the first step of that being established would be a weekly candle close above 43.8k. This is just simple TA. I mean, to be honest with you, it's very basic TA. I think people need to understand that when it comes to the part of the market cycle we're in right now, where are we right now, guys? We have to remember, we're in the middle of a 4-year cycle. Okay, what we generally see in the middle of a 4-year cycle just before the halving, what we've always seen is a rejection. Okay, 2019, rejection downwards until the halving, bull market up to the halving. 2016 was the same thing, believe it or not. Okay, very strong consolidation, strong consolidation again. Halving occurred, then we went upwards, right? Right now, what have we seen? Upwards trend, no sign of a correction whatsoever. Yeah, we went down to 38.5k. We perfectly predicted that move downwards. That was our first target. Perhaps that's all we'll see this time due to differences in narratives. Perhaps the ETF releases actually did have an effect on Bitcoin in the sense that they actually did provide massive support at the 38.5k level that wouldn't have been there previously. Perhaps that's the case. But me saying perhaps that's the case isn't data. And this is the difference between me and other analysts. I actually trust the charts and what's actually happened and the measurable data, okay? Because having a feeling that Bitcoin is not going to go downwards is not sufficient to make decisions. Now, with this said, I have never once, not once on this move downwards, have I recommended, first of all, I don't recommend everything. I tell you anything. I tell you what I'm doing. I've never once said, and I haven't done this, sold my Bitcoin. because I don't believe right now is the time to sell Bitcoin. I believe that right now, regardless of what we see in the next 3 months, 3 months from now, we'll be higher than where we are, right? Even if we went downwards to 32K over the next 3 months, I think 3 months from now, we will be higher than where we are right now, probably 3-4 months, right? So I don't believe that right now is the time to sell your Bitcoin. I didn't believe that 49K was the time to sell your Bitcoin. Perhaps it was the time to take short positions, but it wasn't time to sell. So overall, my kind of form of analysis has just been pointing out what the trend is. And it's very straightforward, very simple. It's the same form of analysis that allowed me to predict the 15K bottom within 5%. It's the same form of analysis that allowed me to predict the November top within 5% within 12 hours, right? So it's very simplistic, it's very basic, it's very objectively provable, right? All of this kind of speculations about ETF narratives, speculations about buying from institutions, etc., speculations about, market sentiment, that's not measurable data. It's not reliable on a long-term basis. It may favor you on 1 or 2 occasions, but overall, if you use it too much, it's going to get you wrecked. What's not going to get you wrecked is trusting the data, trusting the trends, right? Right now, all we need to do really is wait 3 days and 21 hours until the weekly candle close to determine whether Bitcoin's bullish or not. That's all it is. And I don't think right now, as I said, is the time to be selling Bitcoin. I don't think right now is the time to be buying Bitcoin either, because you should have already bought Bitcoin fundamentally. But also, I only really advocate for buying Bitcoin above major macro resistance, which would be above 49K. The last time I advocated for buying Bitcoin was 38.5K breakout, which we predicted perfectly. So I don't buy in macro ranges. I buy upon breaks of macro ranges, right? That's or upon support levels sometimes on macro ranges. But right now, let's break it down very simply, right? And we'll add a few more things as well, actually, before we even break it down that simply. S&P 500's had a massive upside break. Weekly candle close above RSI resistance in a similar fashion to the daily chart RSI breakout on Bitcoin. We've seen an all-time high. We've seen $5,000 reached on the S&P 500 for the first time in history. So S&P is going parabolic right now. Perhaps a little too parabolic. Perhaps it needs to pull backwards. This is what we discussed last week, but right now it is still up massively. And then we've got total cryptocurrency market cap breaking above a daily RSI resistance again, on support here at 1.47 trillion, very strong support, perhaps forming, this is something you need to watch out for, perhaps forming a head and shoulders pattern. That's what we looked at last week. We have moved to the upside. Perhaps we're invalidating it right now, but right now that's still what's valid there. Neckline at 1.4 and still got that head and shoulder structure. So something to watch out for, but we have seen a daily RSI break, so it's good to see. And that is a very strong support zone, so we can't be too bearish going into it. But right now, S&P 500 at all-time highs, total cryptocurrency market cap bouncing off support, even though it's not really convincing structure. We've got, weekly chart above resistance, daily chart breaking above bullish trigger zones. The fact of the matter is, Bitcoin is making good progress, but it hasn't got to the finish line yet. That's all we can really say about it, and that's what's objectively provable right now. So guys, we'll have to monitor how Bitcoin goes, but as of right now, to be honest with you, as of right now, no proper progress has been made. And this is, again, what I've said before, I'll say it again. The price going upwards is not synonymous with progress, on a structural basis, right? That's the reality. So we have to see actual progress. We have to see that weekly candle, and we have to see, obviously, retesting that major resistance level. But right now, we just need to monitor what's going on here. We'll keep you updated daily. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out the Bitget and Bingx exchanges. Bitget is global KYC minus the USA, and Bingx is global non-KYC. Both are very low in trading fees. Both have never been hacked before. My referral links down below will give you 15% trading fee discounts for both exchanges. And then also, the Crypto Academy's Become a Trader 10-unit course will teach you everything you need to know about trading. We've got 10 units there teaching you different topics each time. Indicators, market patterns, market psychology, basics of technical analysis, investor strategies and tools, fundamental concepts, how to find trades, risk management. It's all there. Check it out on the website. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in tomorrow's Bitcoin video. Cheers.